بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا حبيب الله. صلى الله عليك يا خيرة الله. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا أبا عبد الله. أيها الشهيد المظلوم، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين وألحقهم بدرك الجحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Tonight is night of 11th of Muharram, and it is very sad night with the great tragedy of Karbala, when the enemies of Ahlul Bayt attacked Imam Hussain at the afternoon of 10th of Muharram. They not only killed him, but they have practiced very humiliative, unhuman ways, which shows the mentality of the people. When we compare the companions of Imam Hussain with companions of Umar ibn Sa'd, or when we compare followers of Ahlul Bayt with followers of Bani Umayyah, we see the difference between both of them. I say this because nowadays sometimes you see in the media some people spoil name of Islam. They bring innocent people or captives and slaughter them in front of the camera just to show that picture to people, which will create very bad impression about Islam. And actually we doubt that they are doing it innocently. I believe that there are some hands creating that in order to spoil name of Islam, while foreign hands are there. However, that is political issue. But even if that is there, they are not the followers of Ahlul Bayt who are doing that. They are followers of Bani Umayyah who do that, because Bani Umayyah did that from the very beginning. When we compare the difference between attitude of Ahlul Bayt and attitude of their enemy, you see in no way to compare between both of them. At the Battle of Khaybar, when the Muslims opened the citadel of Khaybar and then killed the men and got the women as captives, some of the companions of the Prophet brought the women on the war front to see the dead bodies of their relatives. Naturally, the women, when they saw their relatives, start crying. The Holy Prophet ﷺ was very much annoyed and told them, why you did that? Did Allah took mercy from your heart that you will not think about these women? Though they are captives, though they are Jews, not Muslim, but you are not allowed to bring the women to see the dead body of their men. Naturally, they will get sorrow and be annoyed, and we are not supposed to annoy innocent people for nothing. See, that is the attitude of Islam toward the people. When the Holy Prophet came to open Mecca, and he tried his best not to shed even one single drop of blood. And when the Muslims entered within army, they were marching with an army of 10,000 soldiers. People of Mecca surrendered completely. One of the Ansar, he raised the flag and he said, Al-yawm yawmul malhama. Today is the day of fight. Al-yawm tusbal hurama. Today we will get the women as captives. Right away when that news reached the Holy Prophet, he sent somebody to tell them, take the flag from him and change the slogan, Al-yawm yawmul marhama. Today is the day of mercy, not day of fight. Al-yawm tusanu al-hurama. Today we will protect and preserve the sanctity of the women. Not today we'll get them as captives. So he said that his attitude is guiding the people, and even war will be with those who are fighting. Those who surrender, there is no war. We see attitude of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam with Khawarij. They were against him, and sometimes they were abusing him in the mosque, and they were not pledging allegiance with him, not doing bay'at with him. Still, he did not do anything wrong with them. He said, as long as you are not carrying your swords against us, not fighting, I don't care if you pledge allegiance or not, and whatever salary is to be given to you from Baytul Mal, that your salary will be given, and you are safe to live here. So they used to come to the mosque, offer the prayer, do business, go and come. Nobody bothers them. Nobody said, well, he is the caliph, and if you don't do bay'ah, we'll kill you. Well, maybe that was done by Muawiyah and Bani Umayyah. If somebody refused to do bay'at with Muawiyah or with Yazid, they will kill him. Amir al-Mu'minin said, it's up to you whether to do bay'at or not. You see why Imam Hussain left Medina? Because the ruler of Medina told him that now we received a letter, Muawiyah died, and Yazid is the new caliph, and you have to do bay'at tonight. Imam Hussain said, okay, let us see till tomorrow when all the people come to the mosque, and we will see what the people will do. He did not say, I will do bay'at or not. He put it a vague way. And then he left. You know, if next day he is not doing bay'at, they will kill him in Medina. So he came out from Medina to Mecca. Why? Because the attitude of Bani Umayyah was like that. Well, even at the time of the first caliph, when Malik ibn Nuwayra came, he did not reject zakat. He said, the Holy Prophet told me that after me, give your zakat to Imam Ali. And he refused to pay zakat to the first caliph. But when he went home, well, first caliph sent Khalid ibn al-Walid, and with a mockery, he killed them. First of all, he said, we came peacefully, and when they put the sword down, then he asked his people to attack them, and they attacked them, captured them, and then beheaded all of them. See, that is their attitude, not attitude of followers of Ahlul Bayt. So some people, in name of Islam, if they do all those wrong things, they are not real Muslims. They are actually Muslims of Bani Umayyah, or Sunnas who follow Sunnat of Bani Umayyah, not Sunnat of the Holy Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And here, in another situation, Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, for example, in the Battle of Siffin, when Muawiyah first came and took over water, Amir al-Mu'minin asked for water, Muawiyah refused. Then the army of Amir al-Mu'minin attacked army of Muawiyah, and they removed them completely from the water front, and they took over the water. Next day, Muawiyah sending message that give us water. Amir al-Mu'minin said, okay, give him water. His companion said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, yesterday they banned water for us. Why today we have to give them water? He said, well, we cannot do like what they do. We are fighting for the values, not fighting to do wrong things as they do. They do wrong, yes, but we have not having the idea to do wrong, that is not our way. And even Imam Hussain Salamullahi alayh, when he came and he met Al-Hur bin Yazid al-Riyahi, Imam Hussain maybe with companions and all, and children and women, well, they are less than 200. So if they carry water, naturally for 200 people water, or maybe little reserve for 300, 400. But he asked them to carry more water. So they carried maybe 4 or 5 times what they need of water. And when he met Hur first, before entering Kufa, Hur was thirsty in the desert. Imam Hussain could have prevented him from water, and if they fight with them, they can kill them easily. Only 1,000 soldiers with the brave people with Imam Hussain, they could kill all the 1,000 who were thirsty. But then Imam Hussain gave them water to all the soldiers, 1,000, and even he gave water to their horses. And then when Hur gets satisfied, now he said to Imam Hussain that my order is to be with you. You are not allowed to enter Kufa. You are not allowed to go back. And then Imam Hussain said, okay, I will go to another direction, neither to Kufa nor to Medina, and he came toward Karbala. So what I mean, that is attitude of Ahlul Bayt Salamullahi alayhim. Attitude of Bani Umayyah were like taking revenge and doing muthla. As I said, muthla is to cut the dead body of the enemy just to feel satisfied, just for pleasure. That is muthla, which is haram. And hadith from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, لا تمثلوا ولو بالكلب العقور. Don't take revenge even from a rabid dog, a dead rabid dog. Though the dog is rabid, the rabid dog, is biting people, so people feel that to kill him, and then after killing, maybe beat just to get satisfaction. He said, don't do that. If you kill the dog, fine, but don't play with the body of the dead body of the dog. That muthla is haram. So that is the teachings of true Islam, genuine Islam. Unfortunately, the Islam of Bani Umayyah is not like that. First of all, when they attacked Imam Hussain alayhi salam, they know he is the Imam. They actually took all cloth of his body out. And even one wanted to take the ring from his finger. Because of blood, he could not bring the ring out. So he cut the finger of Imam Hussain in order to get the ring out. And Imam Hussain asked Sayyidah Zainab for a very cheap type of a dress to keep it below his dress, because the people will take his dress. So he said, at least this is very cheap quality, and they will not take it. Even that they have taken it. And it is mentioned in books of history that one came to take the tie for the trouser. It's there, and then it is said Imam Hussain, though he was dead, he put his right hand to prevent, well, because when they take it, probably that will show his body completely. And that cruel man, he said, I cut the right hand in order to open, because that was very costly, or he thought that it is very important. And then Imam Hussain put the left hand and he cut the left hand of Imam Hussain. And then he says, suddenly I heard a sound and I fell down unconscious, and I saw that the Holy Prophet and Fatima al-Zahra have come. Fatima al-Zahra was crying for Imam Hussain, and he told her that, oh grandfather, oh mother, this gentleman is doing like that. Then he said, Fatima al-Zahra told me, what have you done to my son? May Allah cut your hands and your legs and then let you die in burning situation. Well, later on in his life, it is mentioned that he had a guest, and well, he had some diseases where his hands were cut, his legs were cut, and then he told the guest that I am waiting for the burn to happen, because Fatima Zahra told me that, and that is the burn in this world, beside the hellfire in the hereafter. And then he went to set the fire for the room, because it was night, a dark night, like a candle they have. And he says suddenly his body got the fire, and he went to the water in order to reduce the fire. The fire was more, and ultimately he was burned completely. So that is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has responded to the prayers of Fatima Zahra toward this man. And Ibn Sa'd is mentioned that he had a letter from Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad that I had an oath, if I kill Imam Hussein, then I will ask the horses to pass through his body and cut his body with its legs, though I know it will not harm him because he is dead, but you do that because of an oath I have. Okay, imagine what oath he has and what way he thinks, you know. So Umar ibn Sa'd, after killing Imam Hussein and beheading the body and they cut the head of all the companions, then he said, Ya khayl Allah arkabi, all the horses of Allah. You see the mockery, these are horses of Allah or horses of shaitan? Horses of whom? But he called them, no, horses of Allah, you be ready. And the horsemen, 10 of them came and they crossed the body of Imam Hussein. And not only that, one time from his chest side, and then they turned the body in the back, and also they passed through the back of Imam Hussein to cut him into pieces. See, that is the attitude of them, as you see. And then it is mentioned that they attacked the tents where only family and children. There was no men except Imam Zain al-Abidin, who was sick and lying in bed. And they attacked all the tents and they burned them. Now they know nobody is there except women and children, no fighters. And they need a tent to stay there. Why to burn the tents? For what? But that is, as you say, their attitude and their behavior, their culture, their understanding is like that. And they call themselves as Muslim. These are naturally far away of Islamic attitude. And they burned all the tents. Naturally, when the children and women saw the tents are burned, they don't know what to do, where to go. No, the horses are all around, and they were surrounded with this army, and the tent, if they stay, they will burn there. So it is said many children who ran away, they actually were killed because of the horses there, and within the legs of the horses, they have been killed or injured. Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she knows that the Imam of the time now is Imam Zain al-Abidin, her nephew. And she has to take order from him. And she knows that if Allah decreed that they should be burned like Imam Hussein was martyred, they have to be burned. She has to accept that. She has to stay and be burned. That is why she came to ask Imam Zain al-Abidin that, oh my nephew, as you see they are burning the tents, what should we do? Can you imagine how much she submitted to the will of Allah, that if our duty is to be burned, I accept that. If our duty is something else, no, let him decide. He is the Imam, and let him decide what should we do. Imam Zain al-Abidin said, Amma, furna ala wujuhika fi as-sahra. Run away in the desert and save yourself from the fire. Naturally, the children were going in every direction. Hamid ibn Muslim said, I saw one of the small children, a part of her cloth is burned, and I came just to put the fire off. She thought that I want to harm her, run away. And then after a while I reached her And when she saw me little kind to her, that I put the fire off, she said, "Oh man, are you with us or you are against us with the enemy?" He said, I told her, "My master, I am neither with you nor with your enemy, but I saw you, your cloth is full of fire, and I wanted to put it off." She said, "Oh man, can you tell me the direction for Najaf?" Najaf is about 80 kilometers away. Now a small baby, small child, maybe 3-4 years, asking to go to Najaf, how that is possible? And he didn't know the reason for that question. He said, I told her, "My dear, Najaf is very far. Why are you willing to go to Najaf?" She said, "I heard from my aunt Zainab Salamullahi alayha that we have a grave in Najaf. If somebody feeling unsafe, if he go there, he will get safety. And I am very much afraid and worried. I want to go there. So the grave in Najaf of my grandfather, Imam Ali alayhi salam, I'll get secure there." So he said, I told her, "My dear, it is too far." She said, "Okay, can you tell me where is the body of Imam Hussain so that I will go there?" Said, I brought her near the body of Imam Hussain, and she hugged the body and was crying there. When Shimr ibn the Jawshan came, and he could not even accept that, he started stripping her till she was removed and returned back to the tent. Well, they have taken the dresses even of the women and some of the little rings and whatever golds they had. It was usurped. One of them was crying and he was taking that. They asked him, "Why are you crying?" He said, "I am crying for what the family of the Prophet are facing." They said, "If you cry for that, your heart is merciful to them, then why are you participating in robbing them?" He said, "If I will not take it, somebody else will take it." See, that is the logic of these people. Well, in the afternoon, when the battle finished, they brought water to the family and children, because order came to Ibn Sa'd. They asked him that should we continue preventing the children and women from water? He said, "No, now we killed the men, give them water." Now the children got the water without drinking it. They asked them, "Why not? You are thirsty, drink." He said, "How can I drink when I heard Imam Hussein crying that I am thirsty? When I heard Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was thirsty? When I remembered Ali al-Akbar was thirsty, so how can I drink without him? I should give that to him." Zainab Salamullahi alayha was gathering the children and the women from the desert, from different parts, and they got them in one tent. Umar ibn Sa'd ordered one tent to be there and they should remain there. At night, Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha missed al-Rabab. She saw al-Rabab, the mother of Abdullah al-Radi', the 6 months baby. She is the mother of him. And she came out of the tent, saw one horseman there. She asked him, "What are you doing here?" He said that Umar ibn Sa'd asked me to guard you this night. Well, she said, "Have you seen a woman coming out?" He said, "I have seen a dark shadow moved toward the war area. And when she came, she saw a Rabab there sitting and digging, looking to her son for Abdullah al-Radi'." Sayyidah Zainab told her, "Rabab, what are you doing?" She said, "My master, when I drank water, my breast got milk, and now I'm trying, maybe my son is still alive, so I can feed him with milk and support that. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un." وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك بجلال وجهك الكريم وبقرآنك العظيم وبمحمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين أن تعجل فرج وليك صاحب العصر والزمان، وأن تجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه ومن المجاهدين بين يديه. اللهم اكشف هذه الغمة عن هذه الأمة. اللهم فرج عن المؤمنين في كل مكان. اللهم اشغل الظالمين بالظالمين واجعلنا من بينهم سالمين. اللهم اقض بمحمد وأهل بيته الطاهرين حوائج المحتاجين. اللهم اشفي مرضانا وارحم موتانا واغفر ذنوبنا ووسع علينا أرزاقنا وبارك لنا في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا، ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات خصوصا العلماء والشهداء والصالحين وموتى الحاضرين، رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة قبلها صلوات.